Hello, Angelo. It looks like you're still off somewhere, but I thought you were going to come home straight from work today. You promised that you would come straight home without going anywhere today, right?
Oh, hey, Katya. What's your problem? I just had to do a bit of overtime, all right? Stop making such a big deal out of this.
What do you mean, what's your problem? You told me 30 minutes earlier that you were already on your way home, and you should have been home by now. I know you're lying to me and just went off somewhere again.
Did I say that? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I went to grab a quick drink with some colleagues, but I'm done now.
Fine. Anyways, where are you right now?
I'm on the train between B station and C station. I'll be home in about 20 minutes.
Is that so?
What? What's with that reaction? You think I'm lying or something because it's true that I'm between B station and C station right now?
Oh, it's nothing. Don't mind me. So you'll be home in about 20 minutes, right?
Actually, it might take a bit longer than that because, fuck it. I can't keep hiding it from you forever, all right?
What? And what exactly have you been hiding from me all this time? I have an idea as to what it is, but I want to hear it from your own mouth.
I'm going to divorce you, Katya. I fell in love with someone else.
Huh? I was wondering what you were going to say, and this is what you tell me?
But I'm serious. You see, there's this other girl I've been going out with for a while now. On my way home from work today as well, I dropped her off at her nearest station.
What do you mean, girl? Don't tell me, but is this other woman of yours a lot younger than you?
Yes, she is. She's 22 and she's beautiful at that.
22? Huh. And do you know how old you yourself are? Why would someone that age be interested in an old man in his 40s like you anyways? You could be her dad if we just took a look at the age difference. I mean, I'd understand if you were rich or handsome or something, but you're just an average guy in his 40s, and that's already being generous.
Huh? What's with the insult suddenly? You're just jealous I found someone better than you, aren't you? Besides, age doesn't matter when it comes to love. And it just so happens that I'm only interested in girls aged 22 or younger.
You completely forgot what day it is today, didn't you?
Huh? Was there something today?
It's my 35th birthday. That's why I made you promise to come home directly from work, don't you remember? You really are a sick fuck, Angelo.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot. Come on, Katya, don't be such a child. So what if I forgot your birthday or something? But I admit, it must suck to be you, getting divorced on your 35th birthday.
So you want to get divorced today? Are you sure you thought this through, Angelo? Because I'm not going to take you back even if you come crying later on to get remarried, okay?
Of course I'm sure. I mean, I have a 22-year-old girlfriend who's better than you in every way now. What made you think that I would ever want to marry you again after you got divorced? I mean, everyone knows that girls ages 22 and younger are the best when it comes to relationships. Sorry, Katya, but you're just past your prime.
Then why did you marry me in the first place? I was 28, not 22 when we got married, remember?
Marriage and love are two separate things. It's what I thought when I married you, but now that I have a 22-year-old girlfriend, I think I want to marry her. I'm not going to let you get in the way of our love, Katya, which is why I want to get divorced with you as soon as possible.
You may be in your early 40s, but you have the mental maturity of a child in elementary school. Anyways, just come home for now. We'll talk about the divorce then. Good evening, Tamara. Is now a good time? There's something I want to talk to you about. Good evening, Katya. Yep, I can talk now. You see, it's about this stalker situation of yours that you told me about last time. There are a few things I want to ask you. Oh, what is it? Nothing's really happened since then. Apparently, he was following me home today as well, so I had my brother, who lives alone nearby, pick me up from the station. I see. You're 22 years old, right, Tamara? What? Oh, yeah. I just graduated from university last year, and this is my first year as an independent adult. I'm turning 23 next month, though. What's the nearest station to your office? It's K Station. I always use the south exit when I go to work, by the way. So I was right. Katya? What exactly were you right about? Oh, sorry. I haven't told you yet. It's still a hypothesis, as I don't actually have any concrete proof, but I think that your stalker might be my husband. Huh? What? Your husband is my stalker? Sorry if I surprised you. My husband is in his 40s, and his name is Angelo. He also uses the south exit of K Station when he goes to work like you. I think that Angelo is stalking you without knowing that I'm a friend of your sister's, though. Could it be that your husband works at a factory owned by B Food Company? Yes, he does. Does that mean something to you? You see, I also work at a factory owned by B Food Company. It's just a feeling, but I think that the stalker always starts stalking me from another factory 2 sites away from mine. But do you really think it's your husband? Isn't there a possibility that this is just some sort of coincidence? I mean, there are plenty of other men who use the south exit of K Station and work at a factory owned by B Food Company. That's what I thought at first. You see, recently he's been coming home late, and whenever I ask him about it, he says he had to work overtime or that he was drinking with colleagues. But he always seems completely sober when he comes home from work, and I know the factory he works at is very strict with shifts. I thought he was just cheating on me or something, but that's when he told me that this girlfriend of his was 22 years old. All of this combined with the fact that my husband has a tendency to be delusional when it comes to women suggests that he's the one who's been stalking you, although in his mind you two have been going out. Seriously? If what you're saying is true and your husband is really my stalker, then this is some pretty scary stuff. I mean, what do you mean he thinks that we've been going out? That's not just being delusional, Katya. That's some sort of a mental disorder. Yeah, I was scared at first too. Like I said, he's always been a bit delusional when it comes to women, but I didn't know that it was this bad. By the way, earlier this evening, Angelo told me that he wanted to divorce. Because according to him, he's going out with a 22-year-old and wants to marry her instead, apparently. I think he meant you. What? Ew, I would never lay my hands on a married man. I haven't made contact with him even once, I swear. Of course, I don't actually believe what he says. I know you're not the kind of person to do something that perverted. Tell me, is this stalker of yours near your house right now? Oh, yeah, I don't think so. I can't see him, at least. I'm going to talk to Angelo about the divorce soon, and I think it would be best if we put an end to this stalker business as well. If my hypothesis is incorrect, however, we'll have to think of something else, as it'll be another problem entirely. But if my hypothesis is correct, we'll still need to act quickly. We can't let him know now that we're on to him until we're ready to act. Otherwise, he could just pretend this never happened since we don't actually have any concrete proof. Yes, I understand. I just want to put an end to this as soon as possible. I can't even go to my boyfriend who lives nearby with something like this going on. Whenever I have to leave the house, I'm always looking behind my back to check if he's following me. That must be terrifying. At least he's not the type to resort to violence, though. Anyways, you have a boyfriend who lives nearby? Oh, yes. He goes on a lot of business trips, but he gave me a spare key to his house and told me that I could come in whenever I wanted to. So that means that once we put an end to all of this business, you have a place to hide until things calm down, right? To be honest, I'm planning on moving once I divorce Angelo and all this is done, so he won't have any way to find me. I know it's really inconvenient, but you should probably consider moving as well. Yes, what you're saying may be right. My boyfriend and I were planning on getting married soon anyways, so this might be a good opportunity to move in with him once all this is done. Oh, and I've already moved some emergency equipment into my boyfriend's house just in case. But it won't be of use if the stalker follows me there, because then even my boyfriend's house won't be safe. I see. So we need to know where the stalker is before we make a move, right? Oh, it looks like the man himself has arrived. Well, I'll end the conversation for now. I'll be contacting you again soon. Okay, I'm counting on you, Katya. Hey, Angelo. You kept ignoring me back there, so I'm going to try talking to you via text. Could you please stop acting like a child who didn't get what he wanted and is now throwing a tantrum? Are you sure you're 47 years old? Seriously, as soon as you came home, you slammed the divorce papers on the table and locked yourself in your room. I haven't even said anything about the divorce yet. The nearest station to her workplace is K Station, same as you. She uses the south exit like you as well. She's 22 years old and it's her first year after graduating from university. She's a bit taller than me and has hair that barely reaches her shoulders. Today her brother picked her up at K Station and went home with her.
What? How do you know what Tamara looks like? And why do you know what Tamara did today? Hold on. Was the stalker Tamara and her brother were talking about on the way home today you? Wait, does that mean that you knew about us all this time?
Thanks for the reply. I especially loved the second to last one. If only you knew the truth.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about? Just because you're jealous of her and you're my wife doesn't mean you can do stuff like this. I'm not going to forgive you if you do something to Tamara. Stop stalking her right now or else.
That's funny, because that's exactly what I wanted to tell you. Hello, Tamara. It's certain now my husband is your stalker. He even accused me of stalking you when I told him your appearance and what you did today. Oh, I see. So you were right. He really did think that we were actually going out, huh? It gives me chills just thinking about it. Yep, but for me it's more that he wants to make me throw up, if anything. I'll try to stall him and buy time for you to escape to your boyfriend's house. Go there by tonight, okay? Understood. Thanks for your help, Katya. I know it must be difficult finding out that your husband is a lunatic, but hang in there. To think that you were the delusional man that was always stalking Tamara. I just mentally beat myself up for marrying a man like you in the first place. I guess I have terrible taste in men.
What? What do you mean I'm delusional? But Katya and I have already been on several dates, and we go to and from work every day.
Jesus, Tamara was right. Maybe you do actually have some sort of mental disorder. Those weren't dates, Angelo. You were just stalking her all this time. I mean, it's not like it's your first time, I guess. Remember when you told me how you thought that our neighbor who was a housewife probably liked you and that it might become a problem? Or how my friend Isabella secretly liked you and it was so embarrassing. I did my best to prevent you from doing anything strange by explaining it to you carefully how they didn't actually like you, but to think that the moment I lost sight of you and couldn't stop you anymore, you go and make a mess this huge.
What do you mean, make a mess? But it's true that me and Tamara are in love. Maybe from an outsider it looks like she's keeping her distance from me, but that's just because she's shy.
Whatever, I can't be bothered to argue with you anymore. Oh, and thanks for proposing a divorce. I think I might cry from joy.
What? So you're going to agree to the divorce?
Yes, I'll be taking care of those divorce papers you gave me earlier. Please pack all your stuff and leave as soon as possible.
As soon as possible?
Yes, didn't you yourself tell me that you wanted to get divorced as soon as possible because I would get in the way of you and Tamara's love? I'm the owner of this apartment, so you're the one who has to leave once we get divorced, right? You can move out tomorrow, but make sure to pack all your stuff by tonight. Don't leave a single thing of yours in my house.
But I'd have to stay up all night if I'm to finish by tomorrow. By as soon as possible, I meant like as soon as I found somewhere else to live.
You're the one who suggested the divorce, right? I'm just doing what you told me to do. Once I see that you've packed all your stuff, I'll turn in the divorce papers to the city hall. I'm going to set up a futon near the front door and sleep there until you finish.
You really now have to strike me where it hurts? Damn you, Katya. But it's me who's going to have the last laugh, not you. I'm going to find happiness with Tamara, while you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. Hey, I packed all my stuff. I'm so tired. Did you seriously have to make me do all of this by today?
Yes, and stop whining like a baby. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Anyways, I asked your father to lend you a light truck, so put your stuff there.
Why'd you have to call my father? Aren't there plenty of places that will lend trucks?
Yeah, but your father said he would lend the truck for free, so obviously I had to take up his offer, right? Oh, and I also asked the caretaker of this apartment to temporarily let you park in the empty lot of the parking lot. Hurry up and carry your stuff out.
But I just stayed up all night. Can't you just let me sleep for a bit?
I don't care if you stayed up all night. Just get out of my sight. You disgust me, Angelo.
What did you say to me? Never mind. You're just jealous of me and Tamara. But you said you borrowed the truck from my dad, right? Did you tell him about me and Tamara? Dad isn't going to approve of this. He's the kind of guy who hates people that cheat on their partner.
Of course I did. Hurry up and take your stuff out of my house. Be finished in an hour.
This is why I hate 35-year-old bitches like you. It's already too late, so don't come crying to me when you regret doing this.
Just shut up and leave, will you?
I carried all the stuff into the truck. But this suffering is a cheap price to pay if I now get to find happiness with the beautiful 22-year-old Tamara.
Yeah. Bye. Hello, Katya. Hello, Tamara. Is everything all right there? Yes, I told my boyfriend about what happened and he came home from his business trip earlier than was planned. He got mad at me for not telling him sooner. I see. He's a nice boyfriend, I see. He is. I also just turned in those divorce papers. Wow, that was fast. You see, this has been a problem with Angelo for a long time now. But he showed me with this recent incident that he's practically insane. And even I couldn't put up with him anymore. I guess I finally saw how disgusting he was. Oh, is that so? Jesus, looks like he's spamming me with texts. It must be the final battle. Good luck. I mean, all I have to do is tell him I turned in the divorce papers, and that's the end of the story, though.
Katya, I think Tamara just broke up with me. I didn't have anywhere to go after you kicked me out, so I thought I would live with Tamara. I drove the truck with my stuff on it to Tamara's house, but then your friend Isabella and her husband were waiting for me there. Isabella told me that Tamara has a boyfriend she's been going out with since high school and that they've already talked about getting married with both of their parents. She even said something like, besides, there's no way a 22-year-old girl would want to have anything to do with a disgusting man in his 40s like you. I mean, she was so mean to me. Not only that, but you never told me that Isabella was Tamara's sister. So that's why you knew about Tamara's actions, right? You need to be punished for not telling me about this sooner. I'm canceling the divorce.
Sorry, but I already turned in the divorce papers to the city hall.
What?
Bye.
But Katya...
During this, I was staying at my friend's house just in case Angelo tried anything strange. I showed my friend these final texts I received from Angelo, and all she had to say was, "What a complete idiot." She also got mad at him, saying that he didn't even seem to realize his own mistakes. At a later date, Tamara filed a complaint against Angelo to the police, and now Angelo is a proud owner of a criminal record. As with me and Angelo, I received all the money in our co-savings bank account in exchange for me not asking him to pay an alimony. Also, it seems that when Angelo hesitantly returned his father's truck, afraid as to what he might do, Angelo's father told him that both he and his mother were cutting ties with him. Apparently, he fell to the ground and cried like a child, saying, "Why is it always me?" Everyone at the scene all walked away agreeing that Angelo was an idiot. His superiors at his company also found out about what he did, and he was fired because of it. And since word that Angelo had stalked Tamara spread through the area, he found it difficult to find a new job. He left our hometown looking for somewhere to start anew, so it seems like I'll finally be able to enjoy some peace and quiet.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Violet, do you have a moment?
Hey, Mom. Sure, what did you want to talk about?
Daniel is moving back into his old room.
What? He is?
So you genuinely had no idea that your husband was moving back in with his parents?
I'm on the bus on my way home from work right now. Did he give you a reason why? He didn't tell me anything.
Well, if you're really unaware, I guess there's no point in beating around the bush. I'll tell you myself. He said he wants to divorce you.
Divorce? But why?
Oh, and don't bother trying to contact him. He says he never wants to speak with you again.
What is going on? He's never said anything to me about a divorce. I can't believe he would do this without talking to me first.
I'm just telling you what he told me to tell you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and contact Daniel myself. Daniel, what's this about you wanting a divorce all of a sudden? And why would you up and move back into your parents' house? If you had an issue with their marriage, you should have told me. Is there something wrong? Answer me, Daniel. I know that you're reading this. Don't you have anything to say to me at all? Daniel, answer me right now. Daniel, what is wrong with you? You don't even have the courage to give me the divorce papers yourself? You had your mother bring them to me? She said that you want to finalize the divorce by tomorrow. Daniel, what is going on? You suddenly moved out a month ago, and today I hear, through your mother, that you're willing to leave me the house if I don't ask you why you're divorcing me? We still haven't once had a face-to-face discussion about this. Will you really not even talk to me? Just once? I get that you're serious about the divorce and you're not willing to try and work things out, so I'm not going to put up a fight. But I'm hurt and saddened that you won't tell me why. What on earth was that?
Violet.
I mean, I'm the one who said I wanted a face-to-face conversation, but our divorce is going to be finalized tomorrow. Why are you crawling into my bed in the middle of the night? I could smell alcohol in your breath when you hugged me. Are you drunk right now?
Violet. Please, Violet, I have one last request. The last request I'll ever make to you.
What is it?
I'll never ask you for anything ever again. Please hear me out.
Hear you out? You spent the last month refusing to speak to me, and now you want me to hear you out? Our divorce is already a done deal. What could you possibly want to tell me now?
It wasn't my idea. I don't want to divorce you.
What are you talking about?
My brother came back home.
Your brother? The one who ran out of the house after a huge fight with your dad 15 years ago and hasn't been heard from since?
Yeah. He somehow found out about my dad dying 3 years ago. When he came back to our house a month ago.
Wait, I think I remember you telling me about him.
My mother was always obsessed with him, giving him anything he wants, and he's a reason for my childhood trauma.
And now he's back at home? Wait, are you saying you're divorcing me has something to do with your brother?
They took my phone away from me for the last month.
What?
A month ago, my mom told me to come to the house immediately, and that it was an emergency. And when I got there, my brother was there. Seeing him brought back my trauma. I had a panic attack, and while I was incapacitated, they took my phone.
What about your job?
When my mom called me, she told me that I should bring my work computer along, because she'd need me to be with me for a while, so I did. They've been taking turns watching me to make sure I didn't try to contact you. So, for the last month, I haven't been able to communicate with anyone unless it's for work. And they've locked me in the house.
That's unbelievable. Why are they doing this?
My brother's after the money I make on my freelance projects. When he found out from my mom that I'm married and not living at home anymore, he decided to make me divorce you so he can keep me there and live off my income. And Mom has teamed up with him.
Your mom is a part of this? But you've been paying her $1,500 a month for as long as I've known you. Why is she doing this?
Like I said, she's obsessed with my brother. He's the only one she loves. She only ever saw me as someone she could use to finance her lifestyle after my brother left home, but now he's back. And their plan is to use me like an ATM from now on, so they don't have to work anymore.
Daniel.
Sorry to bother you with such a downer story. I know it's an important time for you at your company, just being promoted and all, and it's partially my fault for not being able to stand up to my mom and brother for this last month. If you say you want to divorce me, I'll understand, but if it's not too much to ask, then please, Violet, could you give me one more chance?
Can I ask you something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
First, who signed your name on the divorce papers?
Huh?
It looked like your handwriting.
Oh yeah, the divorce papers. I don't have any evidence, so I can't say anything for certain. But I think it was my mom. Her handwriting has always been similar. She could probably fake it easily.
Okay, got it. Next, your childhood trauma is what's kept you from standing up to your brother for the last month, right? If that's true, then I'd like an explanation for how you were able to get out of the house and come see me tonight.
Right. First, my brother bought a bunch of beer and was having a drinking party with my mom. But then all of a sudden, they started forcing me to drink can after can after can. I had no idea what the occasion was, but I was just playing along with them at first. Then when they passed out, I saw my chance to escape from the house, and I took it. When I took back my phone and checked your messages, I saw that you had agreed to the divorce.
Is that why they were celebrating?
Yeah, I think so. They had been monitoring me for a month, so I bet they were pretty excited that their scheme finally paid off. This was the first time I'd heard anything about the divorce, so I hurried as fast as I could to call a taxi and tell you the truth.
Ah, so that explains why you were acting excited and also the alcohol in your breath. I guess they were unaware of how big of a drinker you were. I bet they didn't expect you would outlast them.
Right. My brother left the house when I was still a minor. And I've never really done much drinking around my mom. The only person I ever drank with was my dad. He was my only ally in the family, and he's gone now.
Wow, I see.
Yeah, sorry about startling you like that before. It was the first time I'd seen you in a month, and I kinda got overwhelmed by emotions.
It's all right.
Do you believe me, Violet?
Well, you've told me about how awful your brother was to you a bunch of times over the years, and I can see for myself how your mother's favoritism has affected you. So, considering that, your story does make sense.
Thanks, Violet.
I'm sorry too, Daniel. I knew about your past, but still didn't have enough faith in you to resist the divorce. I lost faith in you once, but I won't do it again.
That means a lot to me, Violet.
Also, by the way, this is all pretty sudden and bizarre, but you should probably lay low for a while.
Really? Why?
I'm coming over to you to tell you the details, but for now, let me just say that we have a lot of work to do tonight.
Okay, gotcha.
Violet? Are you there? Where's Daniel?
Good morning, Mom. What's the matter with Daniel?
He's gone! I thought he passed out drunk with us last night.
Did you have a party?
Yes, we did. We were celebrating that you finally agreed to divorce Daniel after a long month of hard work. But I woke up just now and Daniel is gone. All of his things are gone too. Even the computer he brought over here for work. Do you have any idea where he's gone, Violet?
Can't say I do.
You may be divorced, but you were still married for years. You haven't heard anything at all from him?
You know we haven't met for a whole month.
Yes, but regardless.
Why would he come here? He's the one that wanted to divorce me, isn't he? Or maybe he didn't really want to divorce me at all, and he was somehow trapped in your house for the last month. Maybe he came here to tell me the truth about everything. Is that the possibility that has you so nervous?
That's a completely ridiculous story. He hates you so much that he couldn't bear to meet you, and he had me deliver the divorce papers for him.
If that's true, then there's no point in contacting me like this now, is there?
Well, I suppose you have a point. Oh, what am I going to do? Where in the world did Daniel go? Violet! You moved?
Huh?
I just came to the apartment you and Daniel were living in, but a new family was living there.
Oh, right. I was already planning to move for my job at the time, and I guess when I think about it, the divorce came at a pretty convenient time for me. That's all. It's a simple story, really. But this all happened months ago.
Oh, this is terrible.
What's terrible?
I've been searching for Daniel for months, and he just called me the other day saying he's cutting me out of his life.
Wow, he is?
He stopped sending me the usual $1,500 a month. I've had to really tighten my belt now. I guess I have no other choice. That boy is of no use to me anymore. Violet, you can marry my other son.
Excuse me?
This is your responsibility. Daniel was your husband and he's gone and vanished. I'll organize a wedding at the local courthouse for this Friday and you can move in on Saturday. Understand?
Yeah, that's not happening.
You have no right to refuse.
I'm married right now.
You what? You're already remarried?
Sorry, I need to make an important phone call now. I'm gonna have to leave this conversation.
Oh, don't you dare! If you're not going to support this family, who will?
Daniel, I just heard from your mom.
Wait, she contacted you instead of me? Maybe it's because I told her I was cutting her out of my life.
She told me that I have to marry your brother and support them. What a total weirdo.
She did?
As if I would ever agree to that, right?
Yeah, not a chance.
I'll go ahead and cancel the contract for this phone as soon as possible.
Right, I'll do the same for mine.
Are you at the bus station right now?
Yeah.
I'll be getting on my bus soon. I should probably go. I'll call you when I get off.
Awesome. I'll be waiting. Take care.
Thanks, Violet. I'll see you soon.
The truth is that I moved out of the state for my job. I never divorced my husband. He simply made a request to his company to make his temporary work from home arrangement a permanent one, and they accepted. After getting a few things taken care of, he joined me over here. As for his mom, since she got greedy and tried to steal all of Daniel's income, she ended up losing the $1,500 he had been sending every month. And since Daniel's brother refused to leave the house, she had no choice but to go and get a job herself. But there's more. Daniel's brother only came home because he was running away from a loan shark, but he got found. I'm not sure why, but when they came for Daniel's brother, they took both him and his mom with them to their black site in the city, where the two of them are now on the long and hard path to repaying his debt.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.